Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel, I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to maintain a simplified financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. All right, well, hello everyone and happy Friday. I'm so sorry for the upending of this week's schedule. I did still get my Monday cash stuffing up. I just got it up on Wednesday. Mr. Simple had the day off on Monday and I ended up just deciding to forego my responsibilities for that day and just enjoy spending some time at home with him, because it is so rare that he has a day off on a day where my kids are in school. So it was really nice to just spend some quality time with him. And I didn't want to interfere with that by like editing and uploading and all that sort of stuff. So I appreciate your flexibility, but welcome to the end of another week. If you happen to be new to my channel, the weekly check-in is the crux of importance as far as the budgeting world, at least my budgeting world, is concerned. In this weekly check-in, I track all of my non-cash expenses from the past week. The reason why I only go over the non-cash expenses with you is because it's just part of it's the most important part if you do zero-based budgeting and cash stuffing. So if we spend from categories of our budget that we cash stuff for, in a way that is not cash, so debit or online purchases, we have to make sure that that money is still spent from the envelope. So we return it to the bank in order that we can hold our spending accountable and make sure that we're staying in budget. So that's what this video is. It's also just sort of fun because you get to see the weekly process of budgeting and what I spend my money on, frankly, or what our household spends our money on. And this was a very spendy week. So grab yourself a snack. I don't even know how long this is going to be, like finally and edited, but I can tell you that it's going to be a long one. We were just very spendy. When Mr. Simple and I sat down to sort of go over everything yesterday, it was like a gird your loins moment because we had a lot of stuff to reconcile. So, I mean, it's fun stuff. It's just the time of year too. We tend to be a little spendier around Christmas time. We've got the budget set up for it. And so we spend from that budget. There's a reason why we establish that much money to put toward Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it is. So anyways, I have rambled on long enough. I'm going to go ahead and grab my budget planner over here. This binder is from a brand called Jumping Fox Designs. They're a small business based out of California. They're female owned. I will go ahead and leave their this binder linked below in case you're interested in it. And if you've been looking at my budget planner, my A5 budget planner fits in here perfectly. And that's what I use for all of, I sell these too, these teller slip Post-it pads. By the way, my entire Etsy shop right now is 15% off for the month of November. So if you've been eyeing anything up in my Etsy shop, now is a really good time to grab it. Like I said, I sell these teller slips. I use these literally every single week. Every single time I have to go to the bank to pull cash out for cash stuffing, I use these. I love them. It's one of my most favorite creations, even though it's so simple. Simple but effective. That's what we like to be here on The Simple Budget. But like I was saying, my budget planner is something that I created. It is in my Etsy shop. It is also 15% off and it fits inside of this A5 binder. And so we're just going to pop back into my expense tracking pages. Oh, we've got a lot. We've got a lot to go over. These expense tracking pages, by the way, are also available as a digital download if you want to just kind of print them yourself and use them that way. They function really well, even if you're just like tracking expenses. It's really, really important to do that to make sure that you're staying in your budget. So anyways, I'm going to zoom you guys in and we will just get started on the expense tracking. All right, here we go. I am going to try as best as I can not to be super, super chatty. I do have some things to like talk to you guys about. Also, just because it's fun. It's like sitting here and chatting with a bunch of friends, and just kind of talking about what you bought that week that you're excited about. And there are definitely some things in here that I'm very, very excited about. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm going to try to keep the chatting to a minimum, but I'm also like, I'm still me. So I can only do but so much. Anyways, first up, we've got a clothing purchase. I have mentioned like a quadrillion times on my channel at this point. My kids grow rapidly and they needed some fall winter clothes. Actually, I take that back. They didn't need some fall winter clothes. My son needs basically an entire fall winter wardrobe. We don't have like a super long, we don't really even have a fall here. Texas just like gives you like a week of fall and then like pushes you into ice season and then it becomes spring. So, but we still have one and they still need clothes for when it is cold outside. But my son grew so much that he had basically nothing that fit him. And the same was basically true for my daughter. So I did have a lot of clothing purchases this week. I managed to find some really good deals because it is so close to Black Friday. My husband was like, can't you just wait until Black Friday? And I was like, our son literally has one long sleeve t-shirt, just one. So I needed to buy a couple of things. And then for Christmas, I could just like fill in their wardrobes with some clothes that maybe I wasn't able to, afford to pull from our clothing budget. That's the nice thing about Christmas time is you can kind of take your Christmas budget and fill in with your clothing. You're filling your clothing budget with those things. Anyways, so you're going to see a lot of clothes purchases this week. I am going to show you how we are going to go about accommodating for those expenses because I don't have all of the cash necessary in my cash envelope for it, but it's going to kind of sort itself out. So I'll get into that. Either way, first up, this purchase was actually for a sweater for my daughter. It was $25.98. I don't usually allow myself, goodness gracious, I don't usually allow myself to spend this much money on one piece of clothing for a child, especially my children who grow out of them so quickly. However, I bought her a sweater from the Gap that almost identically matches one of the sweaters that I have. And if you would have said to like 17-year-old Veda that I would be the mom who wanted to like match her daughter every now and then, I would have laughed at you because it's just not my vibe. But I do think also it's a neutral colored sweater. I think I talked about it in last week's weekly check-in. It's so pretty. It's very versatile. And I mean, we never know, but I think she'll be able to get at least 2 seasons out of it, which is something I'm really excited about also. And yeah, like it's just every now and then she gets really excited that we're clothes twinsies. Like that's what we call it with each other but I don't have like matching outfits with her or anything like that, but I just thought that the sweater was pretty and I wanted her to have one. So, and I figured again, if I can get 2 seasons out of it, then it's worth it to spend $25.98. It was on sale. So we'll be returning $26 to the bank for this one. And I'm just going to loop in my explanation of our virtual coin jar. So obviously you can see here, $25.98, the 98 cents. I don't return change to the bank. We usually round up to the next dollar. And then my husband tracks that change overage in a spreadsheet that he keeps of our budget. And then what we do actually, we call that our virtual coin jar. And so we'll just pull from that as like a miscellaneous slush fund kind of situation. Every now and then if we have like a really, really low expense purchase, like if something is like under $15, because like we will allow it to build up as well. Sometimes it gets up to like $10 or $15. So if we have some like a really low expense, like a $2 or $3 expense, we'll just pull it from the coin jar. And also sometimes depending on what the purchase is, like if this was $25.10, we would have just returned $25 to the bank and my husband would have pulled the 10 cents from our virtual coin jar. So that's how we work that out. Everybody has a different method of how they handle stuff like this. And I always say to people if you're new to my channel, watch multiple content creators because you will get the broadest sense of how people achieve their budgeting success. and it really gives you some ideas for how to handle your budget. And it really, really helps. Like when we first started this, I watched so many different content creators just because I was trying to get a feel for how this all worked. And it ended up being really beneficial for us in the end. So highly recommend that to everybody. Next up is an Amazon purchase. This was just for some materials for my Etsy shop. Obviously, I need to buy materials to make all of the goodies that I sell. The total for this one came to $17.31, and I will be returning $18 to the bank. What was this one? Amazon 152.54. I think I know what this was. So I asked Mr. Simple this year. So I've mentioned this 1,000 times, but just in case you happen to be new, I am originally from the East Coast, and we are going home for Christmas this year because this is also my 40th birthday year, and my birthday is 6 days before Christmas. So, I asked Mr. Simple if we could take the money that we would usually spend on a real Christmas tree, because I have one fake one that I put in like our TV room, but then our living room or like sitting room is where our big real tree goes that like I like to decorate like a fanatic person. I let my kids decorate the upstairs tree, but I don't let them touch my big tree. Excuse me. Anyway, I asked him if we could take some of the money that we would have spent on a real Christmas tree this year and put it towards some decor that I will be able to use forever and ever, or as long as it lasts, right? And so what I've always wanted to do, I always do window candles and I always do a lit wreath on my front door, but I've also always wanted to have some like Christmas trees on my front porch, like 3 to 4 feet tall, and just light them up because I think it looks really pretty when you do something like that. That's just, I'm a very like basic, simple, minimal. I'm sure you're shocked to find this out. And so he was absolutely okay with that. I also ended up picking up a beautiful wreath. I'm so happy with the way that certain decorations are like trending right now because I love the real look of the like Norfolk pine, I think is what people are like buying up this year. Like it's on trend, but I am just a person who likes the look of it, or like cedar, like, or juniper, like things that look like that. I've always been a big fan of that type of evergreen. So I ended up finding a wreath and 2 front porch Christmas trees and some other stuff. If I can, it hasn't shown up yet. It's actually supposed to, my goodness. Let's see if I can make it through this video without cold season hitting me. Anyways, as of filming this video, it hasn't arrived to my house yet, but I'll see if I can put like a little picture or video or something of my, I got the wreath for my back door, for the inside of my back door, just because, I don't know, it needs a little something there. You'll see. If I'm able to insert a picture, you'll see why I felt like it needed something. It's just got like a half window and I don't know, needs a little bit of decoration. And I'm trying to slowly decorate my house before I have my big Thanksgiving dessert open house at the end of the month. So. Okay, I know I mentioned this in today's video and I just decided that showing you on video would be so much better than even just a picture. I was so pleased with this when I opened up the box. It really has like a super realistic look to it. I'm still gonna like fluff and primp it and stuff, and I added the bow myself, but if you're interested in this one specifically, I'll make sure that I leave it linked down in my description box, but I am loving it so much. So anyways, that was a really long-winded explanation. I'm so sorry. After I was like, I know this video is going to be long. So the decor that I picked up, and this is not the end of it actually, is $152.54. I'm going to be returning $152 to the bank. This is coming from our Christmas envelope. And any of the goodies that I've picked up that I end up really liking, I'll go ahead and leave them linked down below for you guys. Next up, again, this is just more Christmas decor, $46.94. And I'm not really sure what we have left in the actual physical Christmas envelope, so that's why I crossed this out. But I'll just make a note of everything that I have to pay back from Christmas, and then we will handle the discrepancy with what we have in our actual checking account or our savings account. So it's not like we're missing the money. It's just not sitting in my envelope next to me. Next up was a Whole Foods purchase for Thanksgiving. Really what this is as the weeks go on, as we approach Thanksgiving, I'm just sort of picking up little bits and pieces of Thanksgiving food or dessert food or whatever it is as I go along. especially if I catch something on sale. And so since it's coming from my like I bring my grocery cash with me, but I don't bring any other money with me, like Thanksgiving money or anything like that. So because of that, if I go over on groceries, I just make up for that by pulling from Thanksgiving. And so that's really what this was. I picked up much more actually than $5.33 worth of stuff from Thanksgiving, but if I can eat some of the Thanksgiving cost within my grocery budget, I'm absolutely going to do that. So I'll be returning $6 from the Thanksgiving envelope. Next up, this was actually so fun. So my daughter had a field trip to Legoland, and she had the time of her little life. It was so much fun. And both Mr. Simple and I were able to go with her. And so this was the cost of our attendance. So it was $21.66 for the both of us to show up as chaperones. And I'll be paying $22 back to the bank from our back to school envelope. Next up was another Amazon purchase, and it was for $32.76. I split this into two different categories. I can't remember what the home maintenance element of this was. Oh, yes, I do. It was like command hooks. I figured that was more of a home maintenance purchase than a Christmas purchase because it's really useful for all the time. And so those were $16. And then the other Christmas stuff that I picked up was $16.76. I'll tell you guys, I'm so excited about this. So I have an old, like an antique dough bowl that I picked up years ago. And I kind of move it all around my house depending on the time of year and what I feel like decorating with and all that sort of stuff. And I saw this decoration. I'll just go ahead and leave a picture of it up on the screen for you guys so you can see what my inspo was. I saw this in my Pinterest feed once, and I was like, I can absolutely recreate that with my dough bowl. I have a beautiful dough bowl that I absolutely love. And like I said, I move it around the house depending on the time of year, but I was like, I can recreate this. I ended up finding something online. So that's like part of the decorations that I picked up. I ended up getting some like moss and styrofoam and a bunch of pillar candles so that I can recreate that. And I'm just going to set it in the center of my dining room table for the Christmas season. So I'm so excited to replicate this. And honestly and truly, like if you don't have a dough bowl, I have seen so many other variations of this exact decoration piece that you don't need a dough bowl. You can use anything. You can use an antique pot from your kitchen. You can buy, you can buy any of those like pretty little vases or vessels that you see on Amazon or in Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. Just go pick up a vessel that would kind of give you the same look and replicate it in there, even if you don't have a dough bowl, if you like it. This is much more, like I was saying, I'm sort of a minimalist when it comes to all decor, but especially when it comes to like Christmas stuff, because I hate when you reach that point where it starts to feel like clutter. And in order to avoid that, I just choose things for my home very carefully that I know that I'm going to love year in and year out, that doesn't require a lot of effort to kind of get it up and running. So anyways, that's part of what all of this Christmas decor is too. I've just been trying to think about things that will last for a really long time and don't necessarily go in and out of style. So anyways, moving right along. Another Amazon purchase. This was for $37.88. And again, I split this into two different categories. Oh, I know what this is. So if you guys have been around actually, this is a really good one to talk about because, Christmas is coming. And this is really just for the ladies, unless you're a gent who, does not like hair. I have something called an epilator that I have been using for years and years and years now. I don't use razors to shave because frankly, it feels like such a waste of time. An epilator pulls out your hair from the root. I know that sounds painful. It definitely takes some getting used to, and it's definitely pain tolerance specific. So if you're a person with a really, really, really low pain tolerance, this may not be the item for you. But if you have a relatively reasonable pain tolerance, I would highly recommend that you look into an epilator. And I'll tell you why. First of all, as you know, pulling your hair out from the root means that it's not going to regrow for quite some time. And this is going to be the longest video ever. I'm so sorry. I had a little bit of an education when I first started using this. Apparently your hair grows in 3 different cycles. So if you epilate once a week, you're pulling all of your hair out. Like once you do your first epilation and you remove all of the hair from like your legs or your underarms or whatever. Actually, there's a caveat with underarms and I'll get back to that. But if you remove all the hair from your legs, like in one go when you use your epilator for the first time, it's going to take quite some time for all of the hair to grow back because, like I said, your hair grows in 3 different cycles. So if you wait a week and epilate whatever hair has come up in that first week, now you've caught the first cycle. Then if you wait another week and you epilate all the hair that comes back in that week, you've caught the second hair cycle and so on. And so that's what I do now. I only have to epilate once a week. It's absolutely fantastic. But like I was saying, the caveat with underarms is that I have to do it every few days. Your armpit hair is on a completely different cycle, at least mine is. But I love it. It pulls the hair out from the root. It is much lower maintenance than shaving. It lasts so much longer. And eventually your hair really does stop, like it gives up and it stops growing in. So the hair that I do get on my legs now is so minimal. It's actually quite lovely. So I cannot recommend an epilator to you ladies enough. Right now, the one that I use is on sale on Amazon, but I'm hoping that they do like a Black Friday sale so that you guys can take advantage of it. I know the price tag looks scary. It's like $119 on sale right now, the one that I use. But again, you're not buying razors anymore and it lasts for years. So I'm on my second epilator since I started epilating. And actually that's the cost. I have had to replace the head on this one. This is the second time I've had to replace the head on this one. Cause like sometimes the mechanism that like closes the little clampy tweezery things around your hair just like kind of gives up a little bit. But again, it was $37.88 to replace the head of it. And I've had this one, I think for about a year. I think. So anyways, it's time effective, it's cost effective, and I am all about something that requires minimal effort and has like long-term payoff. So that's what this was. And we decided to pull it from home maintenance and toiletries because this would have completely depleted our toiletries envelope and it's not something we wanted to do. And it was sort of an unplanned for expense. Like the head of it just kind of conked out on me. So yeah, so that's why we ended up splitting it between these 2 envelopes. But I think what I'm going to start doing is kind of funneling some money aside to maybe just replace my epilator entirely, because I've had the one that I have now for, I want to say almost 4 years. So I don't know. It might be on its way out. Either way, I'm going to start funneling money toward it, but I'm really hoping that they have a Black Friday sale or that Amazon will do like some sort of deeper discount for it for Black Friday, so that if you are interested, you can take advantage of it. Like I said, it is the best thing that I have ever done as far as like my beauty and wellness routine is concerned, because not having to shave has been like a godsend. Anyways, moving right along from that. Next up, we do have a grocery purchase from Sprouts. It was $41.88. I say I'm paying $42 back from the bank. Or back to the bank. I'm actually not, I don't have any money in my grocery envelope right now. And I'm just going to subtract it from what I'm going to spend in the next 2 weeks. I've been overspending on groceries or overbuying, I should say, on groceries the last few weeks. And so I have some, I won't need my full grocery budget like next week or the week after, especially the week after, because Thanksgiving, it's like, then you've got leftovers for 8 years. So I definitely won't need to be buying a lot of groceries on Thanksgiving week. So I can definitely take a $42 hit over the next couple of weeks in my grocery envelope. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to subtract it from what I would stuff. Next up, again, like I mentioned, clothing purchases. These next few ones were actually for my son. He needed new jeans, he needed new shirts, and I am holding all of this together with like spit and glue, or spit and polish. Is that what they say? Either way, I bought him 2 pairs of jeans and I bought him 4 long sleeve t-shirts. And I'm hoping that that gets us through until Christmas time, when I can like get him a few more things, like some hoodies and maybe some flannels, like stuff like that. So anyways, this first purchase was all of the long sleeve t-shirts that I bought him from the Gap. It was $60.01. And like I mentioned earlier, when I was talking about the, what did I call it? The virtual coin jar. My goodness. I'm paying $60 back to the bank. We're just going to pull that 1 cent from our virtual coin jar. There's absolutely no need for me to round up to the next dollar and save that 99 cents. Next up, what was this? Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I think it was Circle Week or something. No, I think Target was just like having a sale on all of their vacuums. And Mr. Simple and now I know I've mentioned this before. I do have a robot vacuum, but I also have like a regular, like a normal vacuum to go through the house and do more like, how would you call that? Like intentional vacuuming, more, I'm losing my English here. There's a word that I'm looking for, but more like more deliberate, specific. This is going to bother me until I think of the word at like 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. Anyways, we needed a new one. We have had the vacuum that we've had, I'm not even kidding you, I think like 10 years, which is a real testament actually to the vacuum itself. It was a Bissell. It cost us like $50, and it was definitely on its, I don't even want to say its last leg. I think it lost both of its legs a long time ago, but we've been pushing forward, especially because while we were paying down our debt, we didn't want any extra expenses, but I could not turn down a deal on a good vacuum cleaner. Not at all. I ended up getting this one from Target. I liked the reviews. There weren't a lot of reviews, but they were all positive. And honestly and truly, it should not have changed my life the way that it has. It has been such a joy. I mean, I like vacuuming anyway, but it has been an extra joy to vacuum with this vacuum cleaner. I would just say, just know, it's like I don't even know what brand it is. I'll leave it linked for you guys below in case you're interested. It's just, it doesn't have like a beater brush. It's literally just, for me, or in my brain, it's just for like bare floors. So if you have carpet, I definitely would look into something a little bit more intensive. But for me, this works really well because our entire first floor is, well, not our entire first floor. Most of our first floor is that, like, they call it luxury vinyl. And if there's no greater oxymoron than that, I don't know what it is. But anyways, it's a lot of bare floor stuff. And I really just allow my robot vacuum to do the heavy lifting in all of our bedrooms where we do have carpet. But I have loved using this vacuum cleaner ever since we got it. It works really well. It's super lightweight. It's really easy to maneuver. I cannot say enough things about this vacuum, and it only cost me $60.15. So I'll be returning $60 to the bank. We may eventually look into getting like a Dyson or whatever because people say that they rate really well. You guys will have to let me know if you have any experience with them though, because I'm all about like actually hearing people's stories. But for now, a $60 vacuum that does the job and makes it so that I don't hate vacuuming is money well spent. So we're going to pull that one from home maintenance. Next up, I popped into Hobby Lobby. I had originally gotten some styrofoam from Amazon, and it just was not, it's hard to do. It's hard to buy craft styrofoam when you're not like there touching it and looking at it and making sure that it's going to fit your needs. And so I'm returning that, but I ended up going into Hobby Lobby to pick up the specific styrofoam that I was going to need for the dough bowl decoration that I was telling you guys about earlier. It was $6.48, and I'll be returning $7 to the bank. I just decided to pull that from home decor, even though it's for a Christmas specific item, because I felt like we were spending through a lot of Christmas money. So I was like, home decor can take the hit, so I'm going to do it. Next up, oh my gosh. Okay. So the day of my daughter's field trip, it was in a mall. And so we went into the mall afterward because my daughter loves Claire's, and it was just like a fun, like my husband and I got to spend time one-on-one with our daughter, which was super duper fun. And so we decided, since we were all there and it was lunchtime, that we would get food from the food court. And I have got to tell you guys, like, I'm an 80s baby. I came of age in the 90s, and the mall was like the place when I was 12, 13, 14, all the way through, honestly and truly, until like, I would even say my mid 20s, malls were still like a thing. And it was hitting me and all of my nostalgia being there with her and like being in the food court and walking around the mall and people watching and stuff. It was so much fun. We had the best time. So we each got food from a different place. My daughter got Sonic. My husband got from this Japanese restaurant, and I got from Taco Bell, because if you've been around here long enough, you know that I am such a Taco Bell girl. If I am going to get fast food, which I almost never do because it inflames me, and I am actually still inflamed from eating this way on Monday, or Tuesday. It wasn't Monday, it was Tuesday. But if I'm going to get any fast food, it's going to be Taco Bell. I don't care. You can keep your Chick-fil-A. I mean, Chick-fil-A is okay, but it's just not it for me. You can keep, I mean, you name a fast food. Popeyes, McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, you can keep it all. I want Taco Bell. And it doesn't do to me what everybody says that it does to them. Like people are like, oh my gosh, you're going to be in the bathroom for the next 3 days. I'm like, that I don't understand. Maybe I have like a gut of steel. I don't know, but it doesn't do that to me. So I don't mind eating it. It does inflame me. Like I have some like arthritic inflammation afterwards, but everything does that to me. So it's like, okay, potato. If I'm going to eat bad food, I'm going to eat bad food that I love to eat. So anyways, moving right along, that's what these purchases were. We split them up in a variety of different categories because we didn't have the dine out money for it. So we pulled my daughter's $10.71 from Family Fun. I'll be returning $11 from that. We pulled my Taco Bell, $14.46. We actually only have 13 in dine out. So my husband pulled the extra $1.46 from our virtual coin jar, and I'll be returning the $13 from our dine out envelope. And then this was the Japanese restaurant that my husband got his fast food from. And we're also going to pull that from Family Fun, $16.21. And I'm actually going to return $16 to the bank. So that's how we make it work. It's fun. It's something we never do. I mean, you guys, if you've been around here for any lengthy amount of time, you know, we don't eat out ever. So it was such an enjoyable experience to just go there and like tell my daughter, like, mommy used to go around the mall all the time when she was a teenager. Like this was the fun thing to do. So I had such a good time with her there, and she's just fun to be around anyway. So anyways, moving right along, we did pop into Claire's because she loves it so much. And there's actually a little bit of a story here. So a couple of years ago, we were at a craft fair that they have in Delaware, actually. If you guys are in the Delaware area, there's something called Art on the Green. And it happens, it's usually like the last Saturday or the second to last Saturday of every September. Every year, Art on the Green. It's in historic Newcastle, Delaware. Highly recommended if you're a person who likes, you know, first of all, supporting any kind of creative person in any capacity. But there are photographers there, jewelry makers. There's a woman, I think she's Mennonite. She makes the most beautiful dried floral arrangements and wreaths and all that sort of stuff. She's pricey, but her stuff is so beautiful. Anyways, there was a family there where the kids are homeschooled and they were learning some sort of STEM something. And the daughter of this family was making jewelry utilizing some of the STEM stuff that she learned. It was like some machinery. I don't know if it was like a 3D printer. I don't know what it was, but she made these adorable little Christmas earrings. And so I was obviously going to, you know, buy a pair for my daughter and support this little girl's like entrepreneurial spirit and just intelligence and like learning how to work with, you know, whatever mechanisms her parents were trying to teach her. Anyways, the earring, my daughter's a little rough on stuff. So she ended up breaking the Christmas tree off of the like rest of the post. And, I went to go see if I could repair it the other day, and we couldn't find the little Christmas tree piece to it. So when we were in Claire's, they had a bunch of different like little Christmas earrings or whatever. And my daughter was really excited about them. So we purchased them. It was like a set of 9 earrings for $14.71. And because we didn't have any particular envelope that we could think of to pull this cash from, my husband and I just decided to use our personal spending money and split the purchase between the two of us. So he is going to be contributing $8 to it, and I am contributing $7 for the purchase so that she could have these little Christmas earrings. And they're so sweet. I love them. And she was so excited about it. So it's really hard to like say no for stuff like that because we don't really like indulge our kids. Can I have stuff very often. So it was exciting to be able to do something like that for her, especially because she really wanted some Christmas earrings. So, you know, how do you say no? I mean, sometimes we do. More often than not we do, but every now and then you give in because they're just so dang cute, your kids. Anyways, moving right along. We've got another Amazon purchase. This one was for $45.45, and we did split it into 2 different categories here. This one was just for some party plates and napkins that I bought for my big dessert party that I'm having at the end of the month. And I decided to split the cost between Partay and Thanksgiving. particularly because I don't think we will burn through all of these plates on the dessert day. And so I'll have them like left over. They're really neutral. I'll actually leave them linked for you guys if you're interested. They're this beautiful, they're like a plastic plate. And it's like a creamy color with a gold rim, but they're like fluted. So they're really pretty and sort of more decorative looking than just like your standard paper plate. And I got some cute napkins to go with it too that are different, like Thanksgiving-y colors, like rust colors and brown, and because your girl loves the theme and I also love neutrals. So anyways, because I know I'm going to have plates and napkins left over that I'll be able to use at like future parties, I just decided to split it between our party envelope for $25 and then Thanksgiving for $20.45. I'm really trying to reserve as much of the Thanksgiving money for food as possible, which is another reason why I did this, because I didn't want to lose like $46 in one fell swoop. So that's why we did it that way. Moving right along here, we've got a Poshmark charge. I have been on the lookout because skinny jeans are sort of making their way out and everybody loves a good wide leg jean, but I love them. I came of age when they were popular the first time, these super wide leg jeans. But they're not as flattering on my body shape. I don't really have shape. I'm just sort of like a rectangular beanpole. And so I really need a narrower cut jean to sort of flatter my own shape and also just honor my own personal style. I'm a very like sort of classic basics kind of dresser. But I have plenty of skinny jeans, and since they're not really like in fashion anymore, and I do like to look not trendy, but updated, I'll say. I wanted some just sort of like straight leg jeans. You guys know I love Madewell jeans. You guys also know that I love not paying full price for Madewell jeans. And I found my size, the exact cut that I wanted on Poshmark, tags still on them, for $68.18. For some context here, this is about 50% of what I would have paid if I bought them full price from Madewell. And this included tax and shipping. So Poshmark really does get you with the shipping charges. It's irritating, but it is what it is. All in all, to pay basically 50% of what I would have paid for them brand new, I'll take it. And I'm going to return $68 to the bank. Next up, we've got a few more business purchases here. I had to replace my printer cartridge, or my toner. Is it toner? Whatever. Either way, I had to replace it. It's $84 or $85.40. I'll be returning $85 to the bank. And then I got some shipping labels. That was $31.32. I'll be returning $32 to the bank. And then I needed to pick up some more laminating sheets. That was $50.38. And I'll be returning $51 to the bank for that. Business expenses are not very fun. Next up, I'm trying to remember what this Thanksgiving purchase was. It was $17.31. If it's specific to Thanksgiving, I can't think what I would have. Oh, I think it was the napkins, because I think the $45.45 was just for the plates. I think the $17.31 were the napkins that I got. I think that's it. I think that's what that was. So I will leave these linked for you below too, because they are so freaking cute, especially for Thanksgiving. And they had a variety of different color options available. I think they even had Christmassy ones, but I loved the neutrals because it comes with 4 different colors. And like I said, there's like a rust color, a brown color, a cream color, and like a tan. And so if you want sort of like a neutral palette for your plates displayed, this is a really good way to go. So I'll leave them linked for you too, because I just thought they were so cute. And like I said, I think they come in other colors too. So they're more like a dessert cocktail napkin. So just know that going in. But I loved them so much. And I think it came with like 200 napkins or something like that. So I'll definitely be able to use them after Thanksgiving as well. And because they're neutral in color, I'll be able to use them for more than just like one holiday. Next up, this was a Dr. follow-up, I think, with Mr. Simple. It's just the copay was $35 and we'll be returning $35 to the bank if it's not empty. If it is empty, we'll come up with a plan for that too. Next up, or actually last up, we've got 2 different clothing purchases. Again, this is for replacing my son, or not replacing my son's wardrobe, giving my son a fall wardrobe. The first step was, actually, I think these were his shirts. I think earlier I said the other one was his shirts, but I think that was for my daughter. This is for my son, $66.90. I'll be returning $67 to the bank. This was for the 4 long sleeve tees that I bought for him. And then at American Eagle, I got him some 2 pairs of jeans that were on sale. It was $60.53. And I'll be returning $60 to the bank. And that's just like the first half of the video. Now I actually have to unstuff all the cash. So if you guys are still here, you are absolute champions. I'm not even like joking. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in or zoom you guys back in and then, or back out rather, zoom you guys back out and we will actually get into the unstuffing portion of the video. Alrighty, so now that we are zoomed back out, what I do, if you're curious about how I use my expense tracking sheet, and by the way, I'm going to be adding an accompaniment page to this, and you'll see what I mean in a minute here in my new budget planner that I'm going to launch for January of 2025. Without this sheet, my budget planner is still completely functional, but this was actually a recommendation from one of my subscribers, and I thought it was a brilliant recommendation to add in a cash return sheet. So that's what I'm gonna be adding into my budget planner for next year. But what I do is I add up the return to bank amount over here so that I know roughly what I'm supposed to have like cash wise at the end of the unstuffing. But you guys don't need to use me watch a calculator. So I always zoom you guys through this portion. Plus it's a little ASMR-y because you get to listen to all the clicking of the, what is this? Calculator buttons. So I'm going to do that and then we will get into the actual unstuffing. That's a lot of money, $1,027. So what I do is I make a note of that over here so that I know at least what my starting number was. And then if there are any discrepancies, I'll show you how we handle that sort of along the way. But I am just gonna jump right into this because I know this video is so long already, so I don't need to keep rambling on. I can just show you what we're doing. I think I'm just going to start, by sipping my coffee. But I am going to start just in high priority sinking funds because it's right here. And then I will just kind of go from there into the other sinking funds. So let me see our first purchase. Actually, it's in clothes and it's in high priority sinking funds. So I'm going to add up all of my clothing purchases here. We've got $26, $60, $67, and another 60. So that's going to be a total of $213. I know that I do not have $213 in here, but I am supplementing it with my Etsy and YouTube stuffing for the month of November. I'm supplementing clothing, and I actually I have some Rakuten cash back that I just got in, and I'm really close to being able to max out my Receipt Hog cashback. If you're interested in any of my referral links for my cashback apps, all of my referral information is below. Receipt Hog and Rakuten are 2 of my favorites because you get actual cash back, and I can just funnel that money right into my clothes envelope, so it will make up for the discrepancy. So we'll just figure out how much I actually have in clothes and then subtract it from what I have left, and then I will account for that discrepancy in my budget planner. So I needed $213. I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 95, 100, 5, 10, 11. So minus 111. So I am still short $102. Actually, let me grab my cash tray. Here we go. So 20, 10, 5, and 1. Okay, so what I do, I make a note here so that I know, okay, I'm starting with $1,027, but I'm going to have at least 102 less than that. But then I'll show, actually, I'm going to have to move this out of the way. I'll show you how I handle this. So in my budget planner, I have a monthly stuffing plan. Oh, this was a misprint, by the way. If you're ever wondering what I do with my misprints and my Oops products, I use a lot of them too. So, but I have a monthly funding plan inside of my budget planner, and this just helps me map out what I'm going to be stuffing from week to week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over to close. Usually I will go to like the next week's stuffing, which would be this one right here, and just make a note of it. But I'm just going to go over here and write minus 102. Because like I mentioned, I have some cash back coming back in from apps, and then I'm also supplementing it with my Etsy and YouTube income. So I'm not really sure what week this is going to impact. I likely will not close for the next 2 stuffings also, just to kind of compensate for that. But the discrepancy isn't as intense as it seems, because this is how I use those cash back apps, by the way. If I'm in a month where there's like a significant discrepancy within an envelope, that's what I funnel that money toward. Even though like Upside is for gasoline purchases, I almost never use the cash back that I get from Upside on gasoline, just because our gas budget is fine. But usually sometimes I'll be like, oh, we're really low on toiletries or whatever. So I'll just funnel the money wherever there's a need. And this month, definitely, we've got a need in clothes. So that's how I handle that. I'm not going to show you guys that again for any of the other discrepancies that we may have. What in the world? But I just wanted to let you know that that's how we do that. So, that is that. And then I have to go in. So I'm going to write 0 on the very last expense that we had for clothes. And then I just draw a line through the rest of them, because there's no need to update the balance more than the one time. That's just excessive. But I do have to make a note that, I actually reconciled this purchase, and that will be good to go. And so the accompaniment sheet that I was talking about, like the cash returned sheet, will probably end up looking very similar to this one, but it will let me know, hey, I actually only returned $111 to the bank from clothing. It will just help me notate the specific dollar amounts that I use whenever we're reconciling our cash purchases. So that will be a sheet that is going to be coming to my budget planner for 2025. Anyway, moving right along, I'm going to just go down to the next high priority, and that's going to be home maintenance. So we've got 16, 20, 60. We were building this one back up, and now it's getting spent from again. Oh, that's it. So it's $96 from home maintenance. Yeah, I knew I was going to have to make some change for that one. So what did I say, 96? Oh, I don't think I have 4. Okay. Oh, wait. So if I do 106, then I can bring back the 10, right? Is that how I do that? Yeah. Then I can just bring back a 10. Look at me figuring out how to math. Okay. Well, not a 20, a 10. Good grief. Okay. Now in home maintenance, we've got 20, 30, 45, 50. Not as much as I would like to have in here, but it happens. Okay, let me find, I don't think I had any on the back page, did I? No. Let me find my last one here. Here we go. So 50 left in there. And just a line through the rest of them. Oh, I thought I had another one, but I guess not. Okay. All right. I do know that toiletries is in here. Let me check. Is this the only toiletries purchase? Oh, yeah, just the one. All right, so $18 from toiletries. If I can do, yes, 10, 15, whoops, 16, 17, 18. And now in toiletries, we've got 25 and 6. Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't pull the epilator from that entirely. That would have left me with almost nothing. And toiletries. Okay. Grocery. Again, I just have to reconcile that discrepancy. So I'm going to just put minus 42 back here, because I'm not returning this grocery money. I'm just going to pull it from what I stuff the next 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna do that off camera here really quickly. Okay, and then let's go and see what other high priority sinking funds. Medical. All right, medical, I think we only have $5. Yes, we have $250 in the bank, but I'm going to, so we are short $30. So I'll just make a note. Medical, there we go. We have $250 in the bank, but I'm just gonna pull the remaining 30 from what I would have stuffed for the rest of the month. Yeah. And then it will still get stuffed this month. It'll just be really low. And it's also being supplemented with Etsy and YouTube because medical is just one of those things that we want to make sure that we've got cash money for. So now that I am done with high priority, I'm going to move on to low priority and flip right back around to the front of the page here and just start with the very first purchase that I see for low priority. And that's going to be home decor. $7. Oops. Ah! Okay, that's fine. So 20 and I'll pull back 13. So 10, 11, 12, 13. And that leaves me in home decor with 20, 35, 36, 37, and 38. I'll make a note of that. Okay, family fun is going to be, whoop, I just flung that across. Family fun is up next. It's, what do we have? 11 and 16. So that's going to be 27 from family fun. So 30. And pull back. Oh no. Okay, wait. I'm gonna wait until I get a little bit more change in here. Oh, you know what? I'm about to have, I can just do the dine out money because the dine out money was $13. So that will give me more change. All 13 of dine out. I'm gonna have to remember to reconcile that purchase. And then, actually, let me just do that. Because what did I say? 27. So 0 is left and dine out. And then, yeah, 27 from family fun. And I left all the cash out, so that should be easy to find. There we go. All right, now I can pull back 3. 1, 2, 3. And that leaves me in family fun with 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oops. Eating out is expensive. Goodness. And we didn't even go to a nice restaurant. All right. 18 left in family fun. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think we had any family fun purchases in the back, did we? No. Nope. Okay. So next up, we're looking at, I think, some personal spending here. So Mr. Simple, I think, was just the $8 this week. Yes. So we will grab $8 from his envelope. All right, I'm gonna have to pull back some change, 1 and 2. And now in his spending, he's got 20, 40, 55, 56, 57, and 58. Whoops, keep knocking that around. Okay, now from me, I need 7 and 68. Is that the only one? Yes. So 75, which I don't think I have in here. Hold on. 20, 35, and 6. So I am 39 short. But that is okay. I was actually getting extra money this week. So I will be fine. I'll actually still get a relatively decent stuff despite my discrepancy. So it all works out. So 20, 30, 5, and 6. Okay. And that reconciles my envelope as well. Oh, let me make a note of that really quickly though. I am shy 39 minus 39. Okay. Yes. All right. Then am I done on the front page with low priority? Yeah. Do I have any other low priority back here? No. We are now in holiday sinking funds. So let me grab that really quickly. All right. And now, actually, I'll just start at the beginning here. So Christmas, I'm going to just add up all. So 152 minus, or not minus, 152. I know I said I wasn't going to include this purchase, but I decided to do it because I'm not sure how much Christmas money I have in the envelope. And this will just kind of help me figure it all out. So plus 47 plus 17 plus, okay, so that's it. So it's $216 from Christmas. I don't think I have that in the envelope, but we'll see. 216. So, oh wait, look at that, I do. So 220. Do I have enough ones? I do not have enough ones. 200 and what if I did 226? Then I can just pull back a 10, right? Yes. There. That made that easier. So now in the Christmas envelope, I've got 20, 35, 36, and 37. And we still have all of our money in the bank as well. Oh, I'm going to find that last. Where'd it go? There it is. This is the last one. So 37 is what's left in the envelope. And these are both reconciled. Perfect. Okay. Now I will move on to Thanksgiving, where I have 6. $21 and 17. So that's going to be $44 that I need to pull from Thanksgiving. Okay, here we go. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I am short $29, but that's okay. We have our money in the bank. I know it looks like a lot of discrepancies, but a lot of our money is sitting in our checking account and just hanging out there and waiting for these purchases. So I just need to make a note of that. Okay. Okay. Now, what other... Oh, wait, did I not? I didn't even check off that I had done that. So I have $0 left in our checking account, or I'm sorry, in my envelope. Goodness, get your brain on, Beta. Here we go. Did I add that one? Hold on, let me just double check that. So 6. $21, 17. Yes. Okay. Sorry, just wanted to double check that one. Okay, let me see what we've got. Oh, back to school. Yep, I think there's only that one for $22. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So 22 from back to school. Oh, I do. Okay, so 25, and I'll pull back 3. All right, and now in back to school, we've got 20, 40, 55, 56, 57, and 58. Okay, there. 58. All right. Let me check and make sure. Oh, Partey, I think, is the only other. Yep, it's the only other one that I need to pull for from here. And it was $25. Oh, I have 5 ones. All right. So 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. All right, remaining in Partey, we've got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. All right, and now last up, we're just gonna go into my business sinking funds, and we will be all done. I mean, I'm gonna have to count all of this, but it's fine, it's fine. All right, let's just start on the front page because I do think that I had, yeah, so materials, I had 18. And 51. So that is 69. $20, $40, $60. No way. Oops. 5, 66, 67, 68, and 69. Nice. I love when there is exact change. It's my favorite. All right, and that leaves me with $30 in materials. There we go. All right. And now I think, oh, let me just reconcile that front one. There we go. Or cross off that I did it, rather. Yep, and then we're just on the back page now. So I need to pull from equipment, $85. I don't think I have 85 in here, but it's close. And then I'll just subtract what I'm gonna stuff it at the end of November. So 20, 40, 60, 75, 76, and 77. What did I say I needed to pull? Where is it? Oh, 85. Yeah, I'm $8 short, so that's not a big deal. I'll just stuff it $8 less at the end of the month. All of this money is just sitting in my checking account right now, waiting to be stuffed at the end of the month. I get paid weekly from Etsy. All right. So I'm just gonna make a note of that off to the side as well. So -8. Okay. And then last up, I think shipping supplies is either empty or nearly empty. Yeah, it's empty. So I'm just gonna pull this purchase. I'm gonna make a note of that one. So -32. And I will subtract that from my Etsy stuffing as well for the month of November. So -32. Okay. So I need to take my original, this is how we handle this. I need to take my original $1,027 and subtract the 102, the 42, 30, 39, 29, 8, and 32. And I should have $745 sitting here. So let's check in and say all the prayers. I already forgot in my brain. 745. Here we go. 1, 2, 53, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 85, 95, 7, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Oh my gosh, 7:45. We did it. You guys, I know we were all questioning whether or not I was going to get there in the end, and I did. Bless it. Oh my gosh, it's a Thanksgiving miracle. Anyways. Oh my gosh, I know this video was so long. You poor things. If you're still here at the end, you are absolute champions. Love, love, love you for sticking through the entirety of this thing. But I hope in the meantime you picked up some goodies or got some recommendations for something that you might really like because of all of the spending that I did this week. Make sure that you're staying in budget. Don't go over budget. Totally not worth it. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, I would love it so much if you would give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your plans are this weekend because we are getting into the festive season. I love to know what people are up to. Are you going anywhere special? Are you doing anything fun? Please let me know because I am going to be deep cleaning my closet this weekend and switching my clothes over from spring, summer to fall, winter, which I do love doing because, you're getting stuff out and actually utilizing it. But I also attached that to the deep cleaning of my closet this weekend. So that means everything is coming out. Everything is being vacuumed, wiped down, et cetera, et cetera. So I can guarantee, will be having more fun than me. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoy your weekend. I will be back here with you guys again on Monday with our regular good old-fashioned cash stuffing. And I hope to see you then. And I hope that you enjoy your weekend. Bye, everyone.